I'm Leah Tyndale, and this is Note to Self. I want to chat to you about what I shared in episode 1, which was a little bit daunting, and already I have been held accountable to what I said. First of all, thank you very much for that, for the messages of how it's all going. And if you are joining in now from this episode, basically, I was talking about how we sort of get in our own way sometimes and we don't do what we want to do. We don't speak up. We don't put ourselves forward because of fear, because we're scared, because we're worried we're going to get in our own way. And as a result, we don't live our life to the fullest and we sort of squash a part of ourselves or, some of our dreams that we might have. And it's all well-intentioned. We're not trying to be difficult. We're not trying to get in the way or to be, apologetic. But as a result, you just sort of end up losing little bits of yourself over and over again. Well, I did anyway. And so I'm on a quest to not let that happen, one thing at a time. Season 1 was all about chatting to amazing guests, finding out their notes to self, and we're still doing that on this journey. But it's also going to be filled with more of me talking about things that are in my head and going on a journey together and with you. And so in that episode, I talked about sending an email by the time I had released 5 episodes. And the email was very scary because it's about something that I want to do. It's a little coffee initial chat, but I still haven't done it. And each time I thought about this podcast and that I promised you all that I would, I got very nervous and I didn't do it. And it's funny, actually, since that time, they've then since put out more things and then I'm second guessing, should my email recognize the work that they're doing and all of these other things just to get in my head and get in the way. So before we get into what I want to chat to you about today, we're going to hit send together. So if you've got something in mind, maybe you can gather yourself, press pause, go and, write your own email or maybe go to the DMs you were going to send or whatever it may be, and let's all do it together. Yay! Peer pressure through podcasting community. I've got my little email here. If you're watching the video, you'll be able to see that I am actually doing it. I really don't want to. Oh my gosh, why am I scared? Okay, very scared of rejection. And also, like I said last time, the yes, if they say yes. But we're going to send it. Okay. Or maybe I should wait. No. We'll do it. We'll do it together. All right, you ready? I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. But I've committed to it. Okay, I sent it. It's gone. It's out there in the ether of shooting my shot, trying things and getting it done. It's very scary, but it just happened. So I hope that you have just pressed send as well with me on this journey, and we'll see what's happened. And I'll keep you posted if I get an email back. I'm sure. See, look at me. I'm already trying to hedge my bets. I'm sure it won't go anywhere. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. All right, that's out there. So now that that's taken care of, we can move forward to what I wanted to talk about today, which is a fun little word that keeps popping up at the moment, which is consistency. And this has been a little note to self and a little nugget that's swirling around. And it's not really until I've been thinking about, okay, this episode, that I'm like, actually, that is something to unpack a little bit. Because how much do we attribute to talent? How much do we attribute to luck or, right time, right place? What we should be attributing to consistency. Like so often you hear or see the person who's having this amazing success and we don't ever go and look at the 20 years or 10 or whatever it may be before that led to that success. And sure, yes, we know there are some amazing talented people out there. There are people that are lucky. There are people that are nepo babies that are just going to be getting things on a silver platter. But for the rest of us, it is consistency. And at work at the moment for the radio, we're doing a fitness challenge. And the thing that the fitness guys keep talking about is consistency. And that, yes, your weight's going to fluctuate, your muscle's going to fluctuate, all the goals you might have will come and go. Maybe you'll have a Tim Tam one day, maybe you'll eat terribly, you'll eat right. But if you are consistent over a long period of time, you're going to reach your goals. And I struggle with this because I don't sometimes think it's true. I think, and I have thought, People who are lucky, or people have more luck, or they're in the right space at the right time. But I think we need to put more merit in consistency. And I would love to know your thoughts. And please, I would love to continue to build this community. Get in touch. Send me a DM on Instagram, Leah_Tyndale_ on the podcast. Write comments. If consistency is something that you struggle with or that you found rewarding, maybe in your work, you've noticed that, yeah, you put in the consistent effort for 5 years and then you got the result. Or even the other thing I think about consistency and what I'm trying to build in me is not even like the reward that you think it is. So maybe you're trying to be consistent in the gym, or you're trying to be consistent in the way you show up for work or what you want to do, or a side hustle or project or whatever. I feel like the real undervalue and undersold thing is the extra little, the growth of self, like the muscle that you're building by being consistent. And I think that's also undervalued, that like, sure, okay, yes, in 5 years' time, if you keep going and you don't give up and you keep chipping away at the thing, you might get to that goal. But more importantly, you have built so many skills and attributions that will be so helpful, like, you know, discipline, like working out your why and your passion and getting rid of the chaff, the fat around the core of what you want to do, you know? And I think sometimes if things happen to us too quickly, we can often miss the point or miss the purpose of what it is actually all about for us. Like I think growing up a lot of times I've always wanted to be an actor. So I always wanted to work in media, stage, screen, the whole shebang. Originally people would ask me why, and I could never really pinpoint why, like for a good reason other than like, I mean, there's the vain ones, like sure, you want to be in the spotlight, you want to earn ridiculous money or whatever, but I could have never pinpoint why. And I think it's actually, unfortunately, the more tragic journey of having a career change, not giving up acting, not knowing what to do, discovering public relations, finding my way into radio, and now doing this work, that I'm like honing in more and more what it is about where I want to go. And I hope that I get to where I want to go and what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm trying to build. But I hope that by the time I get there, I'll be so certain on the why, and I'll be so certain on who I'm trying to talk and what I'm building it for, that it can sustain me for the next leg. Because we seem to be chasing these big goals and money and notoriety, or, you know, businesses, houses, whatever you might want in the future. But then we're not preparing ourselves for when we get there. And there's so much commentary now about you're achieving and the joy is actually in the race and not in the end goal. And when you get to the end goal, you're like, well, this didn't make me happy. And so then you put a new goal. And so then you're always chasing, always pushing. But if we can really lean into the journey and into the growing stage, then I like to think that the things that we find along the way, the reasons why, the purpose, will then, when we get to that goal, we'll be able to sit in it, celebrate it, and also find it more rewarding for whatever is next. Or maybe there isn't a next. Maybe you are able to just stay, you know, at that sort of level. It is interesting stuff, because I think you can just get lost sometimes in goal chasing and even in consistency. It ends up becoming like almost like an idol of the thing that you want, rather than trying to enjoy the process. All that to say, and I suppose an example for myself is this podcast at the moment. It is a little bit of an experiment, and I thank you for your ears and for your time to go with me on this journey and this experiment, because it is a little bit of that showing up and being consistent and putting out a podcast when I have no idea what I'm doing, or when I don't feel like it, or when I don't have a guest. And it's tricky because last year, Season 1 was very purposeful. It had a lot of clear guests. I had a whole plan, and they say that that's what you should do, and that I probably should have done that for Season 2. But my emotional capacity and my anxiety and stress level in and amongst the job that I've got and everything else that I've got going on couldn't handle the stress of that kind of planning. So the opposite of that is like, okay, well, I still want to achieve those goals, so I'm going to do what I can with what I've got, which is doing a podcast at the end of a work day on a Friday. I've actually already been to the gym. I've come back to work. I'm using the studio here because the home is renovating and it's a nightmare. and just doing it anyway and showing up and being consistent. And I'm hoping that we'll continue to get better and that guests will want to come on the show. I'm also doing some rogue things, people. Like I have sent a message to the amazing Jamil. I don't know if you know her work from The Good Place, but I was like, okay, who is the most outrageous person that I could have on this podcast? Jamil, like an amazing actor and writer and just incredible woman. Her Substack is amazing. Anyway, I sent her a message being like, I don't think you'll ever see this, but would you like to be my guest? Like literally. But it's that kind of thing, you know, like just shoot your shot, chase your dreams, do something crazy. What's the worst that can happen? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, literally I've just got an email. This is like a real time. What's going on? Okay. I've just got an email from the person I contacted. Oh my gosh. And he said that it's very good timing and there might be an opportunity. This is literally me stepping out in faith in real time to you. And I've literally got that email. Whoa. Except he wants like a CV and a show reel and stuff from previously. Okay, so we're going to have to cut this short because I'm going to have to go and respond to this email now. My heart is in my chest. Guys, like you just don't know, do you? You got to send that email. People don't know unless they hear from you. Oh my gosh, I've got chills. Okay, I don't have a show reel prepared. What am I going to do? This is turning into the worst podcast ever because I don't know where I was going to say, but I guess that's a great place to leave it. Give it a go. Write that email if you're wanting to reach out to someone. Believe in yourself. Back yourself. And then someone might say yes. And then you might have to go figure out like what else you're doing with your life. But like you can do this. What the heck? Okay. I'm Leah Tyndale and this is Note to Self. And I hope you hit follow. Come find me on YouTube. Let's ride this crazy wave together, hey? And sending you all the most amazing positive vibes for whatever thing is that you're about to embark on. Because, you can do it. Let's get some goals.